OSINT steps. So in this section we're going to be talking about the various steps for OSINT investigation to help make things easier for you. So first off, OSINT checklist. If the investigation is for a business or a organization or someone's asking you to do this OSINT search, obtain the necessary information before starting. So to help with this, I would recommend you either using the OSINT template included in this course or building your own before you start. Determine the scope of the investigation beforehand. Things like finding out who your point of contact is. Are you able to share this information that you're even doing a OSINT search with anyone else? What is their telephone number, email address, whatever information that you need to know before you even start your investigation? Do you need to shred the information beforehand? Does it need to be secured? How does it need to be secured? How are you supposed to transmit this data once you have it? Things like that. Okay, and determine what is expected. What's the desired outcome of this investigation? Are they looking for, is this person leaking insider secrets? Are they looking for potential data breaches or things that might put the company or organization at risk? Find out what your whoever's asking you to do this investigation, what do they want out of this investigation? Be sure to set expectations. There are no guarantees. What I mean by this is, no matter how good you are, you may not find the information that whoever's asking you to do this investigation is looking for. Maybe your target is really good at covering their online presence. Maybe they have almost no online presence. Maybe it's an older target or one that really doesn't like social media. Maybe they're obfuscate their information, fake names, fake email addresses, things like that. Be sure that whoever's asking you to do this OSINT investigation realizes this. What information do you have to start with? Chances are you're going to have a name. Do you have an email address, telephone number? Organize whatever information you have to start with. That's going to help you figure out what your course of action to start. What is the timeline for this investigation? Do you have an hour? Do you have a week? Do you have a month? Find out how long you have to complete your investigation. That will help you figure out how much time you have to search. Do you need to focus on certain critical areas, and how long it's going to take to create your report? Do you have a VM prepared? During this course, you are going to build a virtual machine, and we're going to use this as our golden machine to do our investigations. Again, a VM is a clean machine, and it's highly recommended that you use a VM, not a machine that you use for doing your regular web searches or gaming or whatever else. Have you created a clean snapshot for your VM before starting? Again, even though you're using a VM, you want to make sure that image is clean, that it hasn't been used for anything else. That way, if it comes to it, you can prove that, hey, look, this is a VM, it was a clean snapshot, never been used, so the information is not very likely to have been corrupted or altered in any way, and the OS is clean. So, where do we start? So that's going to depend on what information you have to start with and what your timeline is. So for a person, you might start with an email address or a phone number, or social media presence. Again, it's going to depend on what information you have to start with. Check for online handles. So do they have an Xbox account? Do they have a PSN account? Nintendo account? Things like that. Do email searches. Reverse email search that email address. See where that email address has been used. See where their phone number has been used. Check their social media presence. Them, their friends, the posts that they made, any links, things like that. Check Google Maps. Do you have an address? Pull up that Google map and see, what what comes up? Is it a house? Is it a business? Is it a place that they hang out? Set up Google Alerts. For Google Alert, put any information you have pertinent to that target. Email, phone number, names, online handles. As Google finds this information, it's going to email you an alert with a link to it. Is it a business? Does your business have a website? Company forums, company email addresses. Are they registered with the Better Business Bureau? Do a state search. Every state has their own state database with companies that have to register with them. You can pull up a lot of information through that, and we're going to see that later in this course. Do a Google search on them. Uh, Check the company phone number or numbers. Pull up Google Maps on the company. Check their building, check everything else around them, parking lot, whatever comes up in that Google search. Set up Google alerts about that business, anything related to that business, and things like that. General tips. Develop a plan of attack. Based on your information, start thinking about how you're going to start tackling this OSINT investigation. Organize the information you already have. Email addresses, phone numbers, websites, whatever you have, start outlining that. Again, using a template is going to help with that in a very big way. Collect everything. There is no bad data. So no matter how insignificant something may seem at the time when you come across it, grab it, screenshot it, download it, whatever you need to do, and then categorize it. You never know when that small piece of data is going to turn out to be something much bigger. Or maybe that piece of data is going to link to something else. Try to streamline your final report. Even though I said collect everything, it doesn't mean that you dump everything on whoever asked you to do this investigation. Overwhelming the people that asked you to do this investigation is not going to be great. It could confuse them. It might detract from the information that you've given them. Maybe they're just going to toss out the whole thing because they just don't understand it. So try to streamline the critical information that they need to know about what you found. Verify your information. And we're going to see this later in this course. Say you do a people search on your target. The first address that comes up may not be accurate. Maybe it's an old address. Maybe it was an address that they used that they never lived at. Once you find information on your target, try to verify that there's another source that verifies that that information is correct. View your target's friends and followers for information about your target. So what I mean by this is, if your target has a Facebook page or a Twitter page, for example, you view that page, grab all the information you can from it, including friends and followers. Maybe that target didn't say too much on their page. Maybe their friends or followers is going to leak some information that they didn't want shared. So checking their friends and followers, maybe one of them is going to say, like, "Oh, hey, that was really great. How we DDoSed, Microsoft and PSN on this date using this software. That was great." Your target never posted it, but their friends and followers did. So potentially their friends and followers will leak information that could be important or help lead to other bigger things. Connect the data. What I mean by connect the data is, say that you find an email address. Find out where that email address is being used. Is it just for email? Chances are that email address is used for registering to something else. Punch it in, have I been pwned? Again, we're going to see this later in the course. Say you do that, comes up and go, oh, hey, this target has a PSN account with that email address. It was part of a data breach on this date. Oh, they have a PSN account. Okay, let me do a PSN search with this email address. Oh, okay. Now I have their PSN handle. Is that handle being used anywhere else? Oh, that target's using that handle on this website. So one piece of information can lead to another site or more information. So try to connect that data. Document your methods and steps taken. So as you do your OSINT investigation, try to document how you came across everything, step by step what you've been doing. That's going to help if this turns into a legal issue and you're asked to present how you came across this data. And also it's going to help whoever asked you to do this investigation understand your methodology. So these were some general tips for OSINT steps. Thank you.